Welcome. Tonight, we travel far back in time, into an age wrapped in mystery, an age historians still debate, an age many claim was the greatest cover-up in history. This is the story of the so-called Dark Ages, 1,000 years, lost between the fall of Rome and the rise of the modern world. Were they truly dark, or were they rewritten, reshaped, even erased? Tonight, you will hear the calm, quiet story of forgotten kings, vanished cities, hidden knowledge, and centuries of secrets, softly told, so your mind can drift into rest. Take a deep breath. Let the past unfold gently as we begin our journey into history's biggest cover-up. For centuries, Rome ruled the known world. Roads, libraries, laws, armies, wealth, an empire stretching across continents. And then it collapsed, not in one day, but slowly, quietly, like a candle burning out. When Rome fell, so did communication. Letters stopped, trade declined, cities emptied. Life became local, isolated, quiet. This silence is what later historians called the Dark Ages. Perhaps it was transformation, hidden from us. One of the strangest parts of early medieval history is how little was written down. Entire centuries have only a handful of surviving documents. Whole kingdoms are known from a few lines of text. Leaders appear and disappear with no explanation. It is as if pages of history were lifted out and removed. Some historians believe records were lost. Others think they were deliberately destroyed. Monasteries burned, libraries raided, and knowledge vanished. But some say the truth was hidden on purpose. In the 20th century, a bold idea appeared. What if almost 300 years of the Dark Ages never existed? This theory suggests that powerful rulers altered the calendar to rewrite history itself. According to the theory, the early Middle Ages were stretched, dates were changed, and events were invented. Most historians reject the idea, but its mystery still fascinates people. Why? Because so much about the Dark Ages remains unexplained. During Rome's height, knowledge flourished. Mathematics, astronomy, medicine, engineering. But after the fall, much of it disappeared. Books were lost, teachers fled, schools closed. It was as if humanity forgot what it once knew, but whispers remain of secret groups who protected ancient knowledge. In quiet monasteries, far from war, monks copied ancient texts by hand. Slowly, carefully, stroke by stroke, they preserved fragments of a forgotten world. Without them, even more history would have vanished. But monks also chose what to copy and what not to. Their decisions shaped what we know today. Perhaps even they participated in rewriting the past. Great libraries once stood across Europe, in Rome, in Alexandria, in Constantinople. Many burned, many were looted, some simply disappeared. The loss of these libraries is one of history's greatest mysteries. What knowledge was inside them? What secrets died with their flames? In the 6th century, a plague swept across continents. Cities emptied, entire villages vanished. With fewer people, stories, memories, and records faded too. And so another part of history dissolved into darkness. We know Rome fell. We know modern nations rose. But the centuries between are filled with shadows. Kingdoms appeared and left almost nothing behind. Archaeologists search for them, yet find only traces. A few coins, a few weapons, a name written once. It is as if they lived in silence. During the Dark Ages, the Christian Church became the most powerful force in Europe. It controlled learning. It preserved writing. It guided kings. It also decided what stories would be remembered and which would be forgotten. Many believe the Church may have shaped the narrative of the Dark Ages, to strengthen its own authority. While Europe slept in darkness, other civilizations flourished. In the Islamic Golden Age, scientists measured the stars. In China, inventors created paper money and gunpowder. In Africa, great kingdoms thrived. So, was the world truly dark, or was it simply dark? From a European point of view, Roman buildings were magnificent. Medieval cathedrals were extraordinary. But in between, there is a gap. For centuries, almost no major buildings were constructed, and the ones that were seemed strangely simple. Why did architecture collapse, and why did it suddenly return with such force? Some say knowledge was lost, others say it was hidden. Legends speak of medieval inventors who created machines far ahead of their time, flying devices, advanced clocks, even early computers, but most of their work was never recorded. Did these inventions truly exist, or were they erased? Some early medieval kings have almost no records. Scholars debate if they were real, or creations of later writers. Entire royal lines may have been invented to justify power. And so, the story of Europe became a tapestry of truth and fiction woven together. While Europe struggled, thinkers in Baghdad, Damascus, and Cairo translated ancient Greek texts and built upon them. They studied medicine, chemistry, mathematics, and astronomy with incredible precision. Their discoveries later fueled the Renaissance, a period Europe credited to its own rebirth. But much of that knowledge came from civilizations forgotten in Western history books. Vikings appear suddenly in history, raiders on the coasts of Europe. But where did they come from? Their early history is blurry, full of legends, not facts. Like many Dark Age peoples, their origins remain hidden in mist. Around the year 1000, things changed. Suddenly, trade increased. Population grew. Writing returned. Buildings rose. It was as if Europe awoke from a long, dreamlike sleep. But why so suddenly? Why did an age of darkness become an age of light? During the Renaissance, artists, scholars, and rulers looked back at the Middle Ages and disliked what they saw. They called it dark, uncivilized, barbaric. To glorify their own era, they painted the past as a time of ignorance. This rewriting of history may be the greatest cover-up of all. Perhaps the Dark Ages were not as dark as we think. Perhaps they were simply different. A time of slow rebuilding, quiet learning, small communities, and gradual change. A time that later storytellers covered with shadows. Today, archaeologists dig slowly, finding clues, a broken tool, a forgotten village, a handwritten page. Piece by piece, the real story of the Dark Ages is emerging, and it is far more complex than we once believed. The Dark Ages were not a single story. They were millions of lives, millions of moments, lost in time, not darkness, not light, just humanity. Tonight, as you drift into rest, know that history is always changing. New discoveries rewrite old stories, and what we think we know may be only a shadow of the truth. Let your breath slow, let your thoughts soften, and let the quiet mysteries of the past guide you gently into sleep. Good night.